Have you ever heard the phrase, "a love so strong it defied the stars"? That's the kind of romance people imagine when they think of Romeo and Juliet. But what if their story isn't as purely romantic as it seems? What if the tale told for centuries is less about love conquering all and more about impulsivity, family rivalry, and the consequences of miscommunication? In this episode of our series, we're peeling back the layers of one of history's most iconic romances to separate fact from fiction and uncover the truths hidden behind Shakespeare's poetic words. Let's explore how the story of Romeo and Juliet became the ultimate symbol of tragic love and what it reveals about human nature and the societies that shaped it. To begin, let's remind ourselves of the basic story. Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet are two teenagers from feuding families in Verona. Their love blossoms at first sight during a party, sparking a whirlwind romance that leads to secret meetings, a secret marriage, and, ultimately, their untimely deaths. Shakespeare's play is filled with declarations of undying love and poetic soliloquies, cementing their status as the ultimate star-crossed lovers. But what if we step back and view their story with a critical lens? First, we must consider the cultural context in which the play was written and set. In Renaissance Italy, family loyalty was paramount. The Montague and Capulet feud wasn't just a plot device, it reflected the deeply entrenched power struggles and rivalries that often defined Italian city-states. For Shakespeare's Elizabethan audience, the feud was relatable and cautionary, a reminder of what unchecked enmity could lead to. Next, let's talk about Romeo and Juliet's love. Was it love, or was it infatuation? Remember, they meet, fall in love, and decide to marry all within the span of a few days. Romeo himself had been pining for another woman, Rosalind, mere hours before he met Juliet. His sudden shift in affection raises questions. Was Juliet truly his soulmate, or was he simply swept up in the intensity of youthful passion? And Juliet, at just 13 years old, was likely influenced by the romantic ideals of the time, her desire for love and rebellion against her controlling family creating the perfect storm for impulsive decisions. Now, consider the adults in their lives. Friar Lawrence, who marries them in secret, believes their union might end the feud. His intentions are noble, but his actions are reckless, enabling the young lovers without considering the long-term consequences. The nurse, Juliet's confidant, initially supports the romance but later advises Juliet to marry Paris, further confusing the young girl. And the feuding parents? Their refusal to reconcile until it's too late is a sobering commentary on pride and its destructive power. One of the most striking elements of Romeo and Juliet's story is how miscommunication and impulsivity drive the tragedy. Romeo's failure to receive Friar Lawrence's message about Juliet's fake death leads to his real one. Juliet's decision to follow him in death is made in a moment of despair, with no thought of alternative solutions. The play serves as a powerful reminder of how quickly events can spiral out of control when people act without pausing to think. But how did the story, with its themes of rash decisions and tragic consequences, become romanticized as the epitome of true love? Part of the answer lies in Shakespeare's language. His ability to convey the intensity of their emotions through poetic dialogue has captivated audiences for centuries. Lines like, "My bounty is as boundless as the sea," and "a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life," evoke a sense of grandeur and inevitability that overshadows the more problematic aspects of their relationship. Another factor is how the play has been adapted and interpreted over time. From romantic paintings to grand operas to modern films like West Side Story, each retelling has emphasized different elements of the story. Many adaptations focus on the beauty of their love and the tragedy of their deaths, glossing over their youthful recklessness and the societal pressures that contributed to their demise. The result? A narrative that's more about idealized romance than the cautionary tale Shakespeare likely intended. It's also worth noting that Shakespeare didn't invent this story. The tale of Romeo and Juliet has roots in earlier works, including Arthur Brooks' poem The Tragical History of Romeo and Juliet. Brooks' version, published in 1562, takes a more moralistic tone, warning readers about the dangers of disobedience and hasty decisions. Shakespeare's genius was in humanizing the characters and elevating the story with his masterful use of language. So, what can we learn from Romeo and Juliet today? Their story reminds us of the dangers of impulsivity, the destructive power of hate, and the importance of communication and reconciliation. It also challenges us to think critically about the narratives we inherit and the ways they shape our understanding of love and relationships. As we conclude this episode, we've seen how Romeo and Juliet's story has been romanticized and mythologized over centuries. But beneath the poetic words and the tragic ending lies a much more complex tale, one that still resonates with audiences today. Stay tuned for the next episode, where we'll explore another legendary couple and uncover the truths behind their story. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next installment of this fascinating series. Thanks for watching.